In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Kanwrite Flex Fine Nib. I'll go over the specs, I will do a writing sample, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this nib coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, it really helps out my channel. Alright, let's get on with the review. So, this is the Kanwrite Steel Flex nib, and this has a Jowo number 6 threading and a ebonite feed. So Kanwrite is a brand out of India. They make their own nibs and they're very affordable. This nib with the ebonite feed and Jowo housing was $11. And one thing about the price though is you do have to pay for shipping from India, so that will add a lot to the price. So it can become more expensive if you're ordering just one nib, but the price for this is really quite good. And I think it's pretty cool that they make their own nibs and I believe feeds also in-house. And they offer Bach compatible ones as well as ones that are compatible with their own Kanwrite pens. They also offer a two-tone version of this as well as like a steel finished version instead of this gold one. Now, I have it threaded into a Asvine J16, which I know I still owe you guys a review on, but I use this pen a lot. It's a great pen. It's really put together very, very nicely. Let's do the writing sample. So for the writing sample, I'm going to be using a Papermind Tomoe River notebook. These notebooks are excellent for fountain pens and for Blake's Broadcast viewers and subscribers. You can get 10% off with code BB10 at checkout. So this is the Kanwrite Fine Flex nib, and it's steel with ebonite feed. And this is Parker washable blue. I can't spell blue. Okay. I'll try fast writing. That lift was me, not the nib. So, what do we think of this nib? I was really impressed with this nib. It is very, very fine, but somehow it's also extremely smooth for how fine it is. Like, as an everyday nib, this is a really fantastic nib. Now, it's called a flex nib. If you notice in my writing, you're not seeing any flex. And that is because it's quite stiff. They have that long slit that goes way down into the tail, almost the tail of the nib, which is unusual. And of course it says Kanwrite on both sides. But the nib is still quite firm. Now it will flex a little bit, so if I push on it, you can definitely get some flex, but this is going to be a slow process. Now, if I push on it, look at how well the nib, the feed keeps up. We did get a little bit of railroading there, but this is, if you go really fast, you'll railroad, but if you go at a pretty good clip, it'll keep up. The thing that I think slows me down is just how firm it really is. So, as a flex nib, I don't personally like this. I think for me it's hard to use. And, in terms of the thickness that you can get out of it, it's not huge and it's hard for it to like not dig into the paper just because it is such a fine point. So compared to like a vintage flex, this doesn't really compare. However, I'm very impressed with this nib for $11. I mean, just as like, what I would say, this is really like an extra fine nib, even though I believe this one is a fine. It writes really, really smoothly. Reverse writing, it's definitely a little bit scratchier. You don't get really any difference in the line width there, though. But very happy with this for $11. Pretty cool nib. I definitely would recommend checking them out. So what are my pros and cons for the Kanwrite Flex Fine nib? Well, the biggest pro here is that this writes really well. I would say it's close to an extra fine nib, but it writes very, very smoothly for an extra fine nib. The price is very affordable, $11, and it comes in Jowo and Bach threaded nib units with an optional ebonite feed like I have here. So I think that the just overall performance of this nib is excellent, and the price is just a wow. In terms of cons, I don't really think of this too much as a flex nib. It will flex, with significant amount of pressure, but in normal writing, you're not going to see any flexibility with it. You kind of have to be slow and very deliberate with it. The ebonite feed does keep up really nicely when you want to flex it though, so that is for sure a pro. The other con is they ship these from India, so shipping can be very expensive, especially if you're just buying one nib. It can really, blow up the price of this nib. But overall, very happy with the performance of this nib. Just wouldn't call it a flex nib. But that's pretty much it. Do you guys have this nib? Do you like this nib? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and until next time.